I was in Boston first. It was ABC. Portland, Maine was NBC. And I want to tell you just one funny thing about, well, never say you have a funny story because people get to decide whether or not it's funny. That was
My
a
my wife
mistake.
chastises me about that all the time. She says, whenever Ray says this is a funny story, it's
It's
probably
not.
not going to be.
I train all my trainees never say it's a funny story. But I was there for 4 years. I went as to interview to be a street reporter because, as I said, the Hearst station bought a very lean Channel 5, and there were no jobs left. And so I went up there to interview for a street reporter because my daughter was a senior in high school and I could keep her with a neighbor back and forth. It's only 2 hours. And that's what I did. And I don't want to know what she did when I wasn't looking, but that's another story. But I have to tell you, I loved working there. I thought the street reporter job was exciting. And then all of a sudden the news director says, I need you to become my anchor woman. I'd never been an anchor a day in my life. Now, when we do the news on the talk show, I could do news through a teleprompter on the talk show. It was all written for me at that time. And I said, sure. So I took a job as a news reporter, I mean, as an anchor, and that lasted for 4 years. And at the end of it, the last 2 years, the Portland Press Herald always did a best anchor. They did a best of the whole city, and they always did the best anchor. And I won for the last 2 or 3 years I was there. And then when I left, I'd been gone for a year, and I won that year too. I was gone for a year and won best anchor. So that was funny to me. That was my funny story. So then I met a guy there and he was delightful. He danced at weddings. He's a wonderful cook. His boys love him to this day. They revere him. It's just a beautiful relationship with all of them to watch. And one day he says, okay, Fox, I changed my name back to my maiden name when I went to Portland, Maine. He says, okay, Fox, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm getting a job in DC and I'm putting all of your stuff on my moving van. What are you going to do about it? So I put all of my stuff on his moving van and had interviews all around DC. One of them was at Fox News, and I could have that, I could have a short term bit there. But I would have to say at the end of my reports, Jan Fox, Fox News. And I thought it just sounded like I was stuttering. So that made no sense to me. I could have a maternity leave in a Baltimore station. And all of a sudden, the guy at Channel 9, the CBS station, heard from my old news director, Jeff Marks, that I would be a great buy for him. Well, I was already 40. I was 44. So that's when Christine Kraft got fired in San Francisco because she was too old. So I never dreamed I would get the job. And there's an old guy there named Mike Buchanan, who was a crazy guy. And rumor has it that as I'm walking into the newsroom, news director's office, he moons me and they make fun that they're bringing in grandma. So they brought in grandma and I lasted almost 20 years.